How was it launching Halal Fresh in the UK?
It's been a long journey. I started the journey back in 2016 because I had no formal training of opening a business or even informal training of opening a business. All I had was armed with passion, because I'm a foodie. I love eating, I love feeding, and I thought, okay, let's see whether or not I have what it takes to open a recipe box business, having no experience at all whatsoever, or any contacts, let alone for that.
Sure.
So I spent a lot of time researching, hanging out in foodie festivals and with foodie people. And slowly but surely, alhamdulillah, I sort of built myself. And the more and more I worked towards it, the more and more I realized that this is what I wanted to do, which was really exciting and also very challenging and also very frightening, because opening up a business, not having any experience at all whatsoever, what's the worst thing that can happen? The worst is that you'll fail and learn, or you'll succeed. And alhamdulillah, so far it's been a great journey. I love what I do. I work with food, so yeah.
You know what, I had a talk with Mona Al-Idrisi from Lara Boutique. Right at the end, she was like, if you want to start a business, you got to be passionate, because without the passion, if you fail, you're gonna just quit. And if you have the passion, this is helping you be resilient and just continue forward, because we know that it's tough to build a business. I mean, you need that passion 100%. So to overcome the struggles, can you share with us like your top 3? I always say 3, but whatever you want, struggles that you had as a Muslim businesswoman.
Firstly, I'd like to follow on from the conversation about being passionate. Passion is number one, because passion is the only thing that supersedes the days where you want to crawl under the bed and say whether I can't do this. Right. And what motivates you and what charges you is the passion and the purpose and the why you started your business. And that's something that you always have to go back to, as to why did you start it? And it has to be bigger than just the financial gain of it.
Right,
how are you benefiting your community? That is the first and foremost. Secondly, with regards to challenges, the challenges I would say is not knowing anything about business. When I first started, I put together a business plan. I put together a financial forecast, and I went knocking on people's doors to see whether or not they'd invest in my business. And I got knockbacks from everyone that I approached, and rightly so, because who's going to invest money in somebody that cannot demonstrate that they'd run a business, let alone a food business? So that was the first challenge. So in the end, I decided that I needed to put my money where my mouth is, and my mother very kindly lent me the money, and I had money of my own. And that was the first thing. So the first challenge was trying to raise the funding. The second challenges are almost as if looking for a chef. And because I'd never worked in the food business, again, finding the right team was also a challenge, because I couldn't prove that I'd been in the world of food. So people were reluctant to work with me. But alhamdulillah, after perseverance, and 6 months it took me to find a chef. So that was the other challenge that I had. And then on top of that, the other challenge I had was ingredients, because I needed ingredients. And in terms of I didn't have the buying power. Every ingredient that I wanted, it was almost, what's your minimum order? And I couldn't say what my minimum order is. So I couldn't dictate or even forecast that how many people would buy my recipe box at this stage. So that was another massive challenge for me. The other challenge was, of course, the operation side of things, the logistics side of things. There were lots and lots of challenges that I had to overcome step by step. So I was working towards a sort of, putting my ducks in a row of what mattered. And the first thing was, of course, creating the concept of Halal Fresh. What does Halal Fresh mean? What is the purpose of Halal Fresh? Putting that out there. What did I want the brand to look like? What I wanted to feel like, friendly, fun, honest, transparent. From that, then it was creating the website, and then in parallel to that, finding the chef, as I said to you. And so all of these challenges were almost everything was a challenge, in all honesty. That wasn't a challenge, but it was a good challenge. It was a challenge that every time I was challenged, the more I realized, the more I wanted to do this, because sometimes challenges present themselves. Are you resilient, like you said earlier on? And do you have what it takes? And what I've learned being an entrepreneur is, are you resilient? Do you have the perseverance? Do you have the mindset for it? Are you passionate enough? Are you dedicated enough? All of these things matter towards becoming, opening, starting your business and working your way through it, because your business evolves, like you evolve, you change as the business changes, and your business is dictated marginally by your customers as well. I'd say large margins of that would be dictated by your customers, because you are serving your customers and you're learning about them. You put the product out, but by the end of it, they're teaching you what they want from what the service that you provide them. So it's a two-way street what you do.
Yeah.